Here we go. It is time for another episode of Living Your Best Life with Caroline and AJ. This is by far my most favorite job. I'm so excited. We're having a great time tonight. We're going to have a great show tonight, and it is good to be living my best life. I know it was a long time coming, but I'm here, and I ain't going nowhere. We have a special guest tonight, and I'm so excited to share this space with him. So, honey, why don't you introduce our next guest?
Gotta put the cheaters on because she sent me a message like I don't know him.
Because he blind.
But let me read what she sent me so we can be official up in here. We ain't no random podcast. This is for real. So let me introduce this young man to you. Coming to you, I'm going to introduce to you Isaiah Joneslndn. He's a 22-year-old New Jersey-based creative and designer representing the city of East Orange. Crossroads, baby. He is the founder and current creative director of his first streetwear brand, Joneslndn. And it's not the full word London. It is Joneslndn, if you see the logo. The brand Joneslndn is intended to be a collective experience highlighting his body of work using creative projects displayed through clothing, graphic design, photography, and film. And let me tell you one crazy thing about this young man. We have cell phones. We have all this incredible technology. This fool want film like you put in the camera and you got to roll and you got to go get developed. I don't know what's wrong with him. I'm trying to get him back into this digital world, but that's his hustle. So we'll see how that work out. He describes the brand as a creative network with the mission of executing visual art and developing a timeless lifestyle. Joneslndn is more than just clothes. Isaiah is also a recent 2023 college graduate from Rutgers University School of Business, where he received his Bachelor of Science in Marketing with a concentrated study of entrepreneurship. Let's clap that up. Let's clap that part up. Let's clap that part up.
That's right.
Because we graduated together this year. But if y'all don't know, there it is across the table. Y'all feel that. But if you don't know, more importantly, he is our grandson.
That's right. Now, we wanted to give him a proper introduction just because he's our grandson and we know everything about him. But you know what? We wanted to treat him just like we treat every single one of our guests, so he gets to get his bio read too, so that everybody gets to know who he is. Hey, Isaiah.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
But you know what? I always tell people, you can give a person a bio and they can read a bio, but it ain't the same as having a person talk about themselves. So we're just going to talk about you because this show is called Living Your Best Life. And I know you living your best life, so we're going to talk about that.
I don't know if you just saw him last night in that bathroom, cleaning that bathroom. I don't know if he was living his best life. My man had the Swifter out. He was mopping the floor. He was cleaning the tub, and right?
And so we can live our best life, right?
That's right.
Let me just give a little disclaimer. I decided to go in my bathroom and rip the ceiling down. And when you live in these old East Orange houses, it's plaster, it's wood, it's lathe, it's old insulation, and all that came down the floor. My man came in there and saw everything going on. He said, "Pop, I got to help you out." And he came in there and helped tighten the bathroom up. So those good fruits. And we'll thank your mother for that, because she breathed some of that love into you too, in the Jones family.
That's
you know
right,
what I mean?
That's right. And I want to thank you for that, because I wasn't touching that. I came home from work and I'm like, okay.
And you had Naomi.
I had Naomi. I hear all this noise upstairs.
Somebody gonna have to do this if we want the bathroom to go back to normal.
Exactly.
So.
It wasn't gonna be me.
Exactly.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. So, Isaiah, you are a college graduate. How does it feel to be a college graduate?
Honestly, this is like my 6th month out here. So if you really want to be technical, 3, because I graduated in August. But it's cool. Just got my first job out of college. I'm a social media coordinator for an educational board. So I'm just getting myself acclimated with that. But it seems all right.
Okay. Now, you know you're going to have to tell me at least. Maybe everybody else know what that title is, but I have no idea what that is. What do you do?
So basically, I was hired to rebrand the company's vision and their message just on a social media platform. Oh. So I run their Instagram, their LinkedIn, their website. They called me to, re-envision it for them.
Wow.
And that is education.
Wow. That's kind of big. I might
heard
need to
that.
hire you myself.
Yeah,
right?
man. That's because today this is a multimedia, socially conscious world. So, well, you don't have a presence on a social media platform. And I do think I like what you said about rebranding, because one of the problems is the older guard, they're not hip to this. They don't know what works. They just threw it up there. It's been up there for 20 years and it stayed the way it is. No popping colors, no moving images.
Exactly.
So they're not aware of what needs to be done to catch people visually.
Yeah.
So you got the freedom to do that.
Exactly. And I said rebrand because it's their mission, of course. Everything I'm doing is what they envision. I'm just making it sexy.
Okay. I like that.
Making it sexy.
Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about that college journey, because, it is, with me, it took me 23 years to get my degree. Okay, I started with your mama when she went to school. She got hers in 4.
Shout out to mommy.
That's right. And we can't leave your pop out either, because he also went to school and got his degree, so he went the finance direction.
Yep.
And there was no choice for you, because they looked at you. And then, of course, we looked at you because you got the good Dr. Caroline sitting over here.
Hey.
Okay. And in this world, in our generation, we can get away with a high school diploma. And not saying you can't do it now, but if you want to have that leg up, a degree is definitely something that helps give you a little more profile. So how was your college journey with your 4 years that you were able to go through Rutgers? And you were at Rutgers downtown Newark, not at the Piscataway campus, right?
Yep. Downtown Newark. So starting from the beginning, I graduated high school 2019, graduated with my certification in graphic design. And I knew that because I did graphic design in high school, in college, I wanted to, do something more professional. Not saying graphic design isn't professional, but I wanted to step away from the creative side and try to find a pathway educationally and doing something in the business field. So that's why I decided to go to Rutgers Business School. Also, in high school, I actually received a scholarship my junior year where they told me, look, if you go to Rutgers, you'll have no debt.
Can we clap that up?
We're going to clap that up.
We're going to clap that up. Because I think I'm one of the other few people that graduated with no debt.
We're going to clap that up.
So I actually got enrolled in college debt-free from the jump. So it was like, you got to be dumb to not go. They offered me a scholarship. I was interested in, business. I didn't, a lot of people go into college undeclared, like they don't pick their major, but I knew from the jump that I wanted to do marketing. So my freshman year, I declared my major actually, instead rather than junior year. I already knew that I wanted to do business. So freshman year kind of was a little wacky because, like I said, 2019 is when I enrolled. And if we all can go flashback, what happened 2020?
The pandemic.
I was 4 months into dorming. And then we got an email and said that we got to go remote. So from 2020 to September 2021, my college experience was completely online.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And let me just stop you there for a minute, because, I don't know how people really, I'm a social creature. I need that social interaction. And a lot of your generation, you folks have kind of came in the house because y'all played videos, y'all put the headsets on, y'all communicate to each other through the screen as opposed to in person. Like my group get together, we go hang out. But when you're in college, you're thrust into that environment, you get a chance to meet and greet people, you're dealing with your professors and everything. Now all of a sudden they flip the script on you and they put you in this online environment. What was that adjustment like for you?
So at first, it was a nightmare because being a business student, some of those business classes are taught by the nitty-gritty, old-fashioned corporate professors. Well, they're not playing no games. They're not taking no excuses. So a lot of the classes I had my sophomore year going into my junior year where you do declare is when you start getting a little of those tougher classes. So trying to bring the schoolwork onto a laptop and do Zoom and everything, that was a little challenging. But I think for some people it actually probably was better. Like, some people, they didn't like the group work. They didn't like having to get up and present in front of people. Like, I remember I was doing a presentation, I had a collar shirt on and a blazer up top, but pajama pants at the bottom because all you gotta do is see me from the chest up. So
That's the
it had it, yeah, exactly. So it had its ups and downs, but I feel like I was able to adjust. Probably better in person. Like you said, it's my generation is a mix between online and in-person interaction, but
right.
there's nothing like that in-person interaction. I think you miss out a lot on networking skills and stuff like that just being at home. So like I said, my sophomore year we went online. Sophomore year is really where you start setting up, some possible internship opportunities. You miss out on those things if you just on the laptop.
Right.
You have to work 2 times as hard. So it definitely had its ups and downs, I'll say.
Right now you roll into your junior year where now things are, you're starting to solidify, starting to make those contacts. And so junior year, and then you're working to your senior year. How did those 2 years go?
So junior year, 2021, September, like I said, that's when we came back. So we came back, and of course, everyone is happy to be back on campus. I'm back dorming. You meeting old friends, you making new friends. It might have been a little too much of the socializing
because y'all hadn't seen each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when we got back, junior year was lit. Junior year was my favorite year. If I'm being honest,
I love it.
Junior year was honestly lit, and it actually, besides the the fun and the party stuff, it actually sharpened me academically because junior year is another turning point. Just like your junior year in high school, you take the SAT. You pick what college you're going to. Junior year in college is sort of the same thing. You have to make important decisions. You have to network with people. And that's when junior year, I was actually offered 2 internships. So It shaped me academically. Definitely made some new friends, made some good decisions, some bad decisions. Met, my sweetheart now. So junior year, I like junior year. Junior year is my favorite year. Honestly, it's funny. I learned a lot junior year. So boom, transitioned into senior year. Junior year actually also was my first time taking summer classes.
Okay.
So like I said, it was sharpening me academically, taking summer classes. So I could get my act straight senior year. That was kind of picking up slack from, like I said, 2020 readjusting to being online. So rolling into my senior year, I kind of knew that graduation was around the corner and time was ticking. Senior year flew. It flew. Honestly. So my college career in general flew by because of being online.
Right.
But I think senior year was pretty straightforward. You knew what to do. You had the tough professors already. I felt like senior year there was no obstacle academically. Like you've been here about to be 4 years now. Just get to the finish line.
Right. You know the routine.
That's what I'm saying.
You know the lay of the land. Just make it happen.
Just make it happen. So it was senior year. I think was tough because I had some things going on outside, and we'll get into that. I started my business my senior year.
Oh yeah.
Missed my first senior year finals because I was in the hospital. We can talk about that.
Oh, we definitely got to talk about that.
Yeah.
But before we get there, let's close out the school piece with your graduation was kind of lit.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of attending that, and packed house, and the business class that graduated. Oh my God, that thing was
some smart guys.
Half the people in the auditorium was the business class, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how many of y'all that was.
Shout out to the business students. Shout out to class of 2023 Rutgers Business School, man. Graduation was definitely one for the books. That also went. I feel like it was as I was blinking, it was. Wow, I'm graduated already. Yeah. Just like that, we outside taking pictures. So, but graduation was awesome. Shout out to my parents, my family, and everything for making that happen. I was surprised by a surprise party afterwards that I had no idea about. I thought we was just gonna go out to eat.
Yeah, man.
Ended up seeing some old friends. The
party was the bomb.
Yeah.
And I would like to piggyback right on that because you mentioned that word, and that was the piece I wanted to bring in. You mentioned friends. And it was a pleasure seeing your friends that attended your event. Now, clearly, that's just a small portion of your crew, but a couple of your friends, Marcus and, Trayvon, those are ones we've seen for years. But meeting your newer friends, Nat, and, your guys from your high school graduation, it was so good to see how tight y'all have remained over these years as y'all continue to build those bonds. So what did that mean, seeing those faces and those folks taking this journey with you?
Seeing my friends that, you know, I've kept close for a long time really just let me know that they're here to stay, honestly. Those guys that I brought around, they never crossed me. If I called them up, they were there. I could trust them. You know, it was just they were here for me. So I felt that in my heart. They came to celebrate. So that's always a good thing to see.
Let's talk about his business, though. I want to talk about his business.
No, we gotta, because it's all nice and, you know, we gotta treat this like one of them, you know, Tyler Perry drama things, you know.
It's gonna be a Tyler Perry drama.
You know.
We're talking about everything.
So this is all the good stuff up front, and you know everybody's getting that all warm and fuzzies.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get all warm and fuzzy.
No, now we got to take it to the drama.
To the drama.
We had drama.
You need to talk about his hospital experience, so you can set that up because you were more involved in it than I was.
The hospital experience was crazy.
Yes.
First of all,
because let's be clear, he could have checked out if things had not went the way it was supposed to go.
he definitely could have. That's why he living his best life
Okay.
right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
honestly, I'm still recouping from that. We could talk about that, get that out the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's what I know. I know that you had a stomach ache. And you come to us all like, my stomach hurts, you know. So we're like, okay, well, take us something for it. Like what?
Go take a shit.
I could give you step by step of the day it happened.
Okay, well, go ahead.
It's me and Kayla, my girlfriend. We have class together on Fridays, so we go and do lab. So we wake up running a little late. We go to lab, so obviously I didn't eat anything. So in lab, my stomach's hurting. And it's my whole stomach. It's not, they say your appendix is on your right side, but it's my whole stomach. And I'm thinking I'm just hungry, you know. Like I said, we were running late. I skipped breakfast. So I said, after class, I'm going to eat something. After class, what did I do? I ate a full meal, too. I didn't eat no junk food or anything. I ate chicken and rice, you know. We go throughout our day. Stomach is still feeling funny. We go to the mall. Like, we had a whole day. This is from morning time, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. when the mall is about to close. And my stomach is still feeling weird. I come in the house. I tell Gaga, I'm like, my stomach's iffy. Like, something is wrong. Something's wrong. It's not constipation. It's not hunger. Because normally if it's that, you know, you eat, use the bathroom. It's simple. I'm like, no, this is something serious for real. But Gaga, I think you didn't brush it away. I'm not gonna say you brushed it away.
It was,
but you didn't know what to do, really.
I said, here go some ginger pills. I don't know what to do for a stomach ache. Yeah. Really, I don't have that experience.
Nobody knew what to do, so I think I did. I ended up drinking tea, so I called my mom too. My mom was the first person I called, but because we came home, this was my safe spot.
But hold it, you got a preference. And where was your mother?
Pennsylvania.
She was in the Poconos. Don't forget.
And your dad was gone too.
My dad was.
He was in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Now carry on.
Okay. Yeah. So to put that into perspective for the folks listening, my mom was out of state and my dad was out of state. So at this point, I don't want to be on my own in the dorm, my college room. I come home. I'm like, look, it gotta be some tea. It gotta be some black seed oil, some echinacea. It gotta be something in this house that I don't have at Rutgers University that can heal this. So fast forward a little bit. I go back home. I'm still feeling like this, and I call. This is when I make that call. I'm like, nah, something ain't right. I gotta go to the ER. So that's when, you know, the whole world just turned upside down. And also, if y'all don't know, this is happening in December, a week after I just launched my business. So I launched my business on the 25th of November, which is actually the anniversary's coming up this week. We can talk about that later.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't even get a week to celebrate my accomplishment because that same Friday I was in the hospital.
Okay.
So that whole thing was just like, wow, I felt like I just accomplished something very big before graduation. So this is still my senior year. So obviously some will argue that graduation is your biggest accomplishment, but I didn't graduate yet. For me, this was my biggest solo accomplishment.
Right.
And I didn't even get to, reap the benefits because I ended up in the hospital.
So I didn't know that your mother was in Pennsylvania at the time, and I didn't know that your father was out of state either. So I wasn't blowing you off, but you were not bent over like you was about to die. So it was like I gave you some ginger tablets. I said, if you think you need to go to the hospital, then you should go to the hospital. At that point, I didn't know that there was no parental people here, that I was the only one.
But didn't you have something going on that day too?
Yeah, I did.
Everybody was busy.
We all did, but I would have blew off what I had going on.
Yeah, but Absolutely. I'm just saying, that's hindsight, but you had something going on too.
Yeah, I was doing something too.
So everybody was in their own space.
Everybody was doing something.
And then here you go. So you end up in the hospital.
Yeah, so who took you to the hospital?
Our neighbor at Granny's house, his name is Swan. He works for Ramon. Swan took me to the hospital, actually.
Right. But you were released because you came back.
I was released, came back. Oh, yeah, actually, my mom... Wait, I don't know who took me the first day, honestly. I don't.
Right.
I don't know who took me the first day. I don't remember.
But then when
that's what I'm saying.
The second time, all hell broke loose and you went back. And the next thing we know, we getting the call that, you're having surgery at what?
Right. Well, here's what I know.
I don't even remember.
Right, because he was probably out of it, but I can tell you this part.
Yeah, you can
I get a phone call from you at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Saying that you're going to be going into
okay.
Yeah. No, first I get the
first day.
First I get a text from Kiana saying that Isaiah's in the hospital. And so then I get the text from you saying that you're about to go to surgery. And now I'm confused. I'm like, surgery? Because I didn't know anything else that was happening. Yeah. Right? So what happened that made you have to have surgery?
So apparently I had appendicitis. Right? Now, I remember this clearly because I wanted to go home. So I'm obviously going to remember any details of me getting home. The lady told me, I remember this vividly, a 9-year-old just got this surgery. He was out in 2 days. So I'm like, all right, a 9-year-old got this surgery. What am I tripping about? Okay. I'm going to be out of here tomorrow. Whole time.
And how long were you in the hospital?
I'm in the hospital for 7 days. A whole week.
But there was obviously some complications. But I want to say this one because... And this is not to talk about the hospital and how they did things. But when I got that phone call from you, I said to myself, there's no way in the world he's going to go through surgery with nobody there. At that point, I realized your mom was out of town. Your father was out of town. So I put on my clothes and I went to the hospital.
Yeah.
I got there at 5 o'clock in the morning. Even though your surgery wasn't scheduled for 6 o'clock. I got there at 5 o'clock in the morning. And if I tell you the red tape that I had to get through, and I still didn't get up to see you until I went. By the time they got me to
I was in surgery already.
You had already left to go to surgery. And I'm telling you, and I'm going to say this on these airwaves so y'all can understand what I was feeling. I was about to go to jail that day. Because when I tell you that I let loose on that security guard who held me up from going to the hospital, going to the surgery space where you was going to get surgery because I wanted to be there with you to let you know your family was here. I'm telling you, I almost tore that hospital apart.
Well, yeah, all you got to do is talk to his aunt because this is the classic line. She said, I've known Miss Jones a long time, but I've never seen that side of Miss Jones.
And I didn't even hear this story. I didn't hear this part.
Go ask her. She'll tell you about it.
Yeah, because and then Rylan felt so bad. She's like, oh my God, I should have never left him. I should have never left. I said, it's not your fault.
No, because this is what happens.
He's a grown man. You left him in the hospital. You went home to do what you needed to do. But the thing is that when someone comes to the hospital to be with somebody who's going to go in surgery, you need to move heaven and earth. You don't need to be stalling me for a whole entire hour.
All right, that's a you problem. All right, this is his interview. Let it go.
But we have to, because we're painting the picture. So we're getting to the place where now you're in the hospital. You're feeling what you're feeling. Everybody's on edge. But how are you at that point? Because this podcast is called Living Your Best Life, and you are living your best life now. Because anybody who has ever gone through a near-death experience understands how important it is to live their life. So go ahead, tell that story.
Wow, I didn't even know she flipped out on them people.
Oh yeah.
But at this point, so there's something you need to drink to get an X-ray, and I guess my body wouldn't take it, so that's what was delaying it. So I remember the drama with that. I'm throwing it up.
Yep.
It's nasty. They take me for an X-ray. He didn't drink enough of it. Now I got to drink it again. So I remember that part, the annoying part. Then I remember they got me. It's like you at the dentist.
Yep.
They got me down. They're like, we're about to start. I'm like, this not going to hurt, right? They're like, no,
you ain't going to feel it.
You're not even going to feel it. Next you know, fast forward, I wake up, I'm in the bed upstairs. So I didn't even, experience any of that. But I guess the surgery went a little left, because when you do get your appendix removed, it should just be a clean shot. You get it removed, and you're out in 2 days, as the lady said. But there was some bacteria issues during the surgery. I still don't really understand the complications of it, but there was some issues that led to me staying in the hospital for an additional 5 more days. I just wanted to go home.
Yeah.
And let's get to that part about when you finally got released, because I'll never forget. You pull up with your mother, and she
I couldn't even walk.
She comes in the house. She says, "Pop, can you help me with Isaiah?" I'm like, "What?" Because I'm thinking what you just said. I know people had appendix. I figured, okay, I know he's in hospital a few days, but he'll be bounced back. I go to the curb to get you, and literally, you was walking like an old man.
I was out of it. They said I lost 18 pounds.
Yeah, man. So for those of you who've never been to the house, thankfully we don't have one of them houses where the house is 100 feet off the curb, but you got to walk to the house, then you got to go up 5 steps, then you got to take a step to get into the house, then the bedroom's on the 2nd floor. So you got to go up a flight of steps, hit the landing, make a turn, and then go up another flight of steps to get to the room. And every step we took, you could just hear him. Oh, I was like, are you going to make it? Do you want to go on the couch? And so we did get him home and got him squared away. But the journey did not end there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because it's like,
now what happened for you for the next 30 days?
Now I'm home. I was happy to see my bed. But that didn't even last long, because in an hour, a personal surgeon was coming to the house to put me on a at-home IV.
Yes.
So even that was a journey every day, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I have to inject myself, my own arm, with the antibiotics to flush out, just to make sure you're good.
Yeah, man.
You have to do that for 30 days straight so it gets out of your system completely. I think, and I was mad too, because like I said, timeline, this is happening in December. What comes after December? January, my birthday. The IV was still in my damn arm, my birthday time. So I was mad.
No shots for you.
Exactly. But it was wild. It was a wild time. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about others. I learned a lot about family, most importantly. But it was just a journey. That definitely was my darkest time. And I think I recovered now, but it's been a rough year, I'd say, because even after graduation, I was still a little beat up about it. But we live on.
Well, I wanted to make sure we dropped that piece in, because I want you folks to understand the severity of it. Because again, as Caroline said, we're talking about living your best life, and that was a point where you almost did not have an opportunity to live your best life. But due to the forces of nature and the family and everybody rallying around you and your own resiliency, you're able to pick that up. So you said about starting your business. So let's flip the script again. And let's move on into your business, Joneslndn. So I just want to say, I love the logo, number one, first off. And you've made a couple of pieces. I'm a little salty over here because I saw my counterpart, that would be your other grandfather, with that sexy black jean jacket with the logo on the back. I took one look at him. I was like, oh, I'm about to jack him for this, I don't seem to have one, but it's all good, But I do have the jersey that you made, which I think is gorgeous. I can't wait to wear that out.
Thank you.
Talk to the folks. What was the mindset of you creating your business and then getting it off the ground and up and running?
All right. So this is my junior year. Remember, I spoke a little about internships and the importance of it. So honestly, it was me getting an opportunity and saying, yo, you're gonna get out of here in a year. If I'm gonna leave college, I want to leave with at least something that I can use outside my degree, or just of my personal interest, which is entrepreneurship. So I ended up getting an internship that paid you $25 an hour to work on your own venture. Now, I was so good with my words and my ideas that I didn't even have a business until they extended me for the internship. But I my vision was there in my head. I knew what I was gonna do. I spoke so highly of the visions that I had in my head, and I gave one of the, no shade to the other scholars, but one of the best presentations of the day.
All right now.
They believed in me and said, "Look, you don't have a business, but we see that you're on the path. We're going to extend you." So they ended up extending me into that fall semester. So this is my summertime.
Yep.
So pretty much what I was doing, and I'm just being honest with y'all, I was just taking that money. I didn't put it into no business because I didn't have a business yet. Joneslndn didn't launch until November. Right. I'm an intern July to September.
Right.
So from July to September, I'm just cooking in my head. I'm thinking, what am I gonna do? I made the logo in July, but it still wasn't launched. It wasn't time. So pretty much how it started was just opportunities being placed in front of me and being able to take advantage of it. I didn't want to let it slip away. Like I said, I graduated in a year. This is a summer opportunity. You don't know where it'll take you. Just stick with it. So September they ended up extending me, and I became a fall intern, and I launched my business. So a little bit about Joneslndn. The reason why I chose Joneslndn was because my name, I always told my last name sounds famous. Even in middle school, elementary school, they hear Joneslndn, they like it, they love it. They say it again, Joneslndn, Joneslndn. It rolls nice off the tongue. It sounds elegant, like Ralph Lauren.
I like that.
I'm gonna use it. And if you guys haven't seen the logo actually, there is some meaning behind it. So I'm going to get into that because this is actually my first time explaining it here in front of y'all. Yeah. I've never explained this logo. I don't even think Kayla know the logo. Okay. So this is on air. I'm announcing why the logo is the logo. So if you don't know, it's Joneslndn in a night, and it's featured by 6 stars. Now, the stars, so even simpler, green and red, my favorite 2 colors. So that's as simple as it gets. I like green and red. Let's start there. Start with what you like. Okay. My name, Joneslndn. Start with what you like. Now, the stars in the logo represent every member in my family and the household. So 2 stars, mom and dad, another 2 stars, grandmother, grandfather, another 2 stars, aunt, uncle. Because both sides, those are the family members that I had. Y'all are my stars. And then the 2 stars at the bottom represent the Jones family and the London family. So it's really a family thing. That's why family is so important to me. And it's like, that is the idea that I had even before even going to the hospital. Because like I said, this is what I started. I just was going off the strength of family. My family's so creative. My family's so wonderful. I want this to be a family business, which is why I use my name. Now, the night.
Yes. What about the night?
The night here. How many people play chess here? Have played chess?
Oh. We've all played chess, yeah.
All right. So I wanted to be a knight because I feel like we all want to be kings. If you have a father, you might be their prince to the throne. I said I want to be a knight because I want to go out into the world and be a knight for my own name and put my name out on the battlefield. So that's why I'm a knight and not a prince or a king. I'm a knight because I'm putting my name on the map.
I like that. Okay.
So,
I will never look at that logo the same ever again now.
So you wanted to skip 2 spaces and go left.
I will never look at that thing the same ever again. I've walked by this picture every other day, and now it has all new meaning to me.
So when you look at that knight, that's how I envision myself. Like, I'm a knight. I'm a soldier. I'm the one going out to represent the Jones family and the London family. Every time I put Joneslndn on, that's what I represent.
Okay.
So it's a family business at heart.
Wow, that's amazing, and I didn't know that. But you know what?
That's deep.
We do know that everybody, when they do a logo, there's just something that they have that like my butterfly, is our logo. So
Yep.
I use it for this a purpose because the butterfly goes to the cocoon, you know, all that stuff. But yeah. So how many products do you have available through Joneslndn? Because I know that even I have purchased. Now, Mr. Jones over here ain't purchased nothing. Okay.
Correct her,
He
please.
purchased. He got the jersey. He got the made
Thank you.
for victory
Okay.
jersey.
Correct her,
Because he
please.
gonna sit up here and say he ain't got nothing. I'm like, well, he ain't
Released
purchased
in
nothing.
July.
No, because he got, you got that jersey.
All right.
Yeah,
He
that
got some
jersey.
swag. He got some swag.
got some
don't,
swag.
don't be trying to
I'm not
don't be
gonna
trying to fact check me over
I'm
here.
not gonna talk for
This
Mr.
ain't no fake
Jones,
news over
okay?
here. This is real.
I'm gonna talk for me because you know
That's right.
I'm gonna talk.
Let me
I would
Chris
talk for me.
Will Smith, Chris Rock, keep my name out of your mouth.
I'm gonna keep your name out of my mouth. But I support my family.
Yes.
So I support everything that my family do.
Yes,
So
Gaga
let's-
is very
yeah,
supportive
very
of me.
supportive. But let's talk about your products.
Okay,
let's talk
so-
about them.
Starting off, I did a little. So if you guys heard from the bio, I consider Joneslndn a collective experience. So my first ever drop was a collection of pieces ranging from price ranges of $20 up to $100. So I wanted to make a price range where, you know, if you couldn't afford the $50 product or you couldn't afford the $75 product, you can get something for as cheap as $20. And I did that, you know, to support my fam, support my friends. But right now I've done a total of only 4 drops. So they're normally seasonal. I don't like to rush. Also, I'm learning as a creative, if any other creative can, you know, agree with this. Sometimes when I make something and I drop it, I'm already thinking about the next
next
thing.
one.
You
Yeah.
should
So
be.
Yes,
I'm
that's
learning
right.
how to enjoy the process more. So right now I've only done a total of 4 drops within a year. Looking to up those numbers, but I'm very satisfied with what I have right now in the collection.
Okay.
And I like what you just said because I just uploaded this is my 4th CD I'm working on. And I just uploaded it today and it'll be dropping on my birthday, December 7th.
Ooh.
And so I have been listening to these songs for like the last 3-4 months.
Exactly.
So you know where my brain is right now? On the next one.
On Project 5.
So there you
That's
go.
right.
So that's how you stay
Yeah.
ahead of the curve.
It's a gift and a curse, though. 'Cause
Yes.
it's like sometimes, like you said, you've been listening to it for so long. I've been staring at these designs
Yes.
for so
Yes.
long. When it's out, I'm like, it's out, good. What's next?
What's
but
next?
you really have to enjoy
Yes.
and reap the benefits, make the most of that
You
project.
got to be in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And give other people an opportunity for it to get to them because marketing takes a while. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a while for people to get to know you. I know I've been wearing your gear. I've been telling people about
Thank
your
you.
gear. I've been sending them to the website,
Thank
to
you, thank you.
the Instagram and all that stuff. But it takes time for things to catch
It does. And my curriculum helps with that, though. The
Yeah.
business side, I understand. Like, I did study marketing and business. And the first thing they tell you in business school, if you don't have no customers, there's no business.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can make all the clothes that I think is cool every single day. The customers is what keeps the business alive. So
Right
it's no point in me making, creating all day. I have to wait and see
That's
what the
right.
customers want, get a feel.
Right.
Add my own twist to it, of course, because it's mine. But definitely learn the business aspect first before the creative side, because we're creative.
Yeah.
Everyone in this family's creative.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that.
Right.
Like I said, I did graphic design in high school. Didn't pick up Photoshop until I decided to start this business, but it still was in the back of my mind because we're already creative.
Yeah.
So I feel like the business aspect is where I really have to study and execute better than the creative side.
And I like that because I just finished Rich Paul's book, and that was LeBron's boy that formed Clutch Sports. And he said growing up, he worked in his father's candy store. And I think it was something like Now or Later's, and they come in like, 15 different flavors. He said what his father would do is drive him to the wholesaler, send him in, and he was a kid.
Yeah.
Send him in, he'd give him, like $100, $200 to go in and go get him. And he said, as much as I wanted to buy like the grape and all this, he said, I know what's sold at the store.
Exactly.
He said, so I had to buy the stuff that's sold at the store over what I wanted. And that's marketing, about knowing your customers and knowing what your products are and what's selling.
Marketing is literally everything. Everything needs marketing, whether it's sports, film, whatever you want to be. you need some aspect of marketing, because that's how you connect directly to your consumer, direct to consumer marketing.
That's the part I don't do well.
And do you believe that, you've been around long enough to see old school marketing versus new wave internet marketing? Do you think it's easier to do it because of the internet, or is it better to do it the old school way?
Okay, to answer part of that question, it's definitely easier now. I'm watching people blow up overnight just off posting something onto their phone and waking up the next day, and it's changing their lives.
Okay.
That definitely is a game changer because of the internet. But I do like as the comment you made about the film and using film cameras, I think old fashioned, if you bring that to the new way, because there's some people who don't study the history. I feel like if you study the game and you get game from the older generation, you're more polished than this new generation who might know how to do it. I think the combination of the two is the best. If you know how to utilize the new tools we have, but understand what came before you, you can't lose. That's my methodology. Yeah.
Now, you recently went to California.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that. How was that?
Okay, staying on brand with Joneslndn. So Joneslndn, like I said about these opportunities that were coming to me, I had the opportunity to go to LA with 10 other entrepreneurs to go to Los Angeles, Hollywood, and meet other business owners and see how they came up. And what I can tell you guys from these established entrepreneurs, what they all told me was do your own thing. Do your own thing. Even if one guy was a CEO of a prison reform, one was a gardener, one was a chef. It doesn't matter what field you're in. They all told me the same advice. Do your own thing. Stick to it. Have a plan. It might sound like broad advice, but these are established business owners in LA. And it's if you guys don't know, to live in LA, that's the most expensive county, not just in America, it's the world. And they're doing what they love every single day and able to make a living out there. So that was some of the best advice I took. Yeah, living your best life.
And how was that Walk of Fame?
Let me tell y'all, if y'all never been to LA, that Walk of Fame is damn near endless. It's stars everywhere you go. Now you can cheat a little bit. There is a little treasure map if you want to go find your stars. Like I found Michael Jackson, I found Tupac. But the Walk of Fame is actually nice. You see a lot of crazy people out there too. It's kind of similar to New York Times Square, but
yep.
I like LA. I gotta go back. I was there only for 4 days. 4 days wasn't enough. I gotta go back to LA.
I was there for 4 days too, so I know the feeling. And I do want to thank you because he sent me a picture of him with the Michael Jackson star, and he said, I'm paraphrasing because I don't know the exact quote, but he said, "Pop, I tried to find Prince, but there's a lot of stars out here." Yo. He said, "The best I could do is I got Michael for you." I said, "I'll take that."
Yo, I swear I was looking for Prince. I swear.
Yeah, Michael's your favorite.
This is what happened. Because anybody that's been there, we went to CVS for some water because it was 90 degrees and we out there walking. I'm fresh out the airport at this point. We just want to go. We're tourists. When we first got there, our first hour in LA, we want to go to the Walk of Fame. So we went to CVS for some water. As soon as you come out of CVS, boom, his star is right there. And of course, you know when there's a superstar because there's a crowd. Yeah. They had his music playing. I went to the Tupac. They had it decorated, CDs. So trust me, I tried. It just wasn't working. It was hot as hell that day too.
Do you believe you made any connections, or you just gathered knowledge from that trip?
I definitely did connect with Soul Folks. So shout out to Soul Folks. They're a LA-based streetwear brand, just like Joneslndn. They pretty much gave me some pieces, but I really just think it was advice. Okay, it was a new chapter of just getting serious, and I'm very good with that. Like I said, academically, junior year, I wanted to sharpen up. This was my sharpening up business wise. Like it just was pretty much advice, like you said.
Okay.
So what's next?
Good. I was going to say this is next? Because we're closing out 2023. Here we sit in. This will be November, but this may air in.
This is going to air in December.
In December.
Okay, cool.
So you'll be closing out 2023. Okay, newly graduated, still on your entrepreneur path. Health is back where it need to be.
Health back.
So 2024 is right around the corner, and as you said, your birthday kicks off in January.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you envision for 2024?
Yeah.
All right. So before we get into 2024, I don't know if you guys heard, but 11/25, November 25th is
the anniversary.
1 year since
Yes.
I launched Joneslndn.
Yeah, we can't blow
that's
by
right.
that.
Yeah.
No. We have to. We definitely have to talk about that. We should have had a
Exactly.
bottle of champagne. That's almost, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we need to open a bottle of
Wait a minute.
champagne.
Today, that's the day after Thanksgiving, ain't
Yep,
it?
yeah. That's the sucky part too, because it was Black Friday last year, and now it's the day after Thanksgiving, so it kind of sucks. I can't really invite people to chill with me, but I will celebrate and will address something on the business page. But
you can celebrate the whole entire week up into it. You know what I'm saying? The week after.
definitely.
Because my birthday next month, and I've been celebrating
I was
ever
gonna
since June.
say, this man right here celebrates his birthday for a whole entire
I'm just a little
month.
cautious because I didn't even get a week to celebrate, and then I was in the
I know, but we
gonna turn it up. We gonna turn it up this year. We gonna celebrate. I definitely have some new envisions for. I actually want to go on a completely different trajectory with the business. Honestly, Joneslndn right now is a streetwear brand, clothing, but I feel like I'd be selling myself short if all I did was sell clothes using my last name. I chose to use my last name, but I feel like I'm just so much more than clothes. I actually want to start my own creative agency.
Oh, there you go.
I'm into so much other things. I'm really into film right now. I love film. I watch retro films all the time and just study the shots. I still remember my first ever job was a photographer, and I remember being in the backyard with Pop. He's setting up the angles, showing me. So I'm so much more interested in other things than just clothes. So definitely 2024, we're moving into. I can make Joneslndn furniture. We're moving into completely different spaces 2024. But just wrapping up this first year, I definitely have some bigger plans for next year.
But you want to celebrate this year.
Yep.
Like we said, celebrate.
Definitely going to celebrate
year.
25th.
And then jump into the new year and expand your horizons.
Exactly.
That's right.
I like that. I'm all in on that. You know?
Yeah, and remember, we all know that living your best life simply means you doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Right? And not being restrained, not letting anyone put any chains on you, just being able to do that. So I'm glad that you are thinking bigger, because you don't have to stay in one space. You know, you don't have to stay in one place. Somebody say, "Oh, well, I thought you did this. I thought you did." You can do whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
There ain't no stopping you. You can do whatever.
Yeah, man. Andre 3000 released a flute album.
Yeah,
Everybody waiting for a hip hop record from him.
He said, "I'm gonna do what I want to do."
Flute
That's
album.
exactly right. And that's an example of living your best
Exactly.
life.
Yeah.
Not letting somebody tell you what to do. But here we got this young man. He's 22.
Come on, where you been? You better get your numbers right.
Let me think about that.
Oh, you got to think about how old is his
Let
sister.
me think about that right now.
And yeah, we got to bring her into this.
Yeah,
for a
we
Yeah,
minute.
come on. Yeah, we didn't even.
Because,
Talk about your sister.
So this is the craziest thing that I love about my grandkids. So this one here, he came along. He's the 9/11 baby because he came along in the year of, the pandemic, the year of 9/11.
Yeah.
So his birthday will always be linked because it was in the 2001 year. And then 20 years later, here comes his sister. So he is 22 currently, and his sister is 2. You are more like her father than you are her brother. You know what I'm saying to you? She could be your child at this rate.
It's still crazy to think about. I always think about the gap, like how it's gonna be. How I see my mom now. My mom is in her 40s. That same gap that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be 40, and Naomi gonna be 22, looking at me.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bossing me around like,
Yes.
what you doing? Come pick me up. I'm hungry. I want some food.
So
That's how far ahead I'm thinking. I'm thinking about when I'm gonna be 40.
Because that's what you do to your mom.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I come
Right.
from with Naomi. She's still young, but I love Naomi. I just can't wait till she start. So we
Really?
get some sentences out of her.
What? You don't sit and talk with her because she's giving you some sentences.
No, I'm
You
talking
mean when
like
she's fully.
yeah, like when we can really.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a very bright girl. Yes, to Gaga's
yeah.
account, she's talking.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she is
That's not-
talking.
She'll tell you what she'll. Do you know she ratted me out yesterday? Oh, you wasn't
I didn't hear that. I did hear when you sneezed and she said bless you,
yes.
and then you said thank you. And she said you're welcome.
Wait. So she comes upstairs. She came upstairs yesterday because I told y'all earlier about this whole bathroom project I'm working on. And she came upstairs. I had that big bucket with all the sticks in it.
Made a mess.
That's exactly what she said.
I did hear that.
She said, Pop made a mess. I looked at her. I said, what? She said, Pop made a mess.
Yeah.
So now she comes downstairs and she's still saying this. So now your mother comes here to pick her up. And I'm upstairs still. And out of nowhere, so this shows you her cosmic nature. And she, she's doing a thing with her mother.
Yeah,
then out of nowhere, she turns around. She goes, "Mommy, Pop made a mess." So I'm telling you right now, don't take that chick with you. If you out there doing
crime, if you out there doing dirt,
she gonna dime you out.
Oh,
she said, "Pop made a mess." She just dimed me out.
She has a great memory.
Yeah,
she
man.
remembers everything.
So when she gets older, she is going to be, and she is already a domineering personality. She's very set in her ways. She's has a nice IQ to her. She puts stuff together well. So you wait. By the time she gets to that 5 to 7 range,
that's what I'm saying.
It's going to be crazy.
That's the age that I'm talking about. So it's not that she's not speaking now. She's just still toddler. I really want to get some.
You want her to be
content out of her. I really want to see okay, let her grind your gears a little bit. And everybody loves it right now.
Think about Marley, because we got the opportunity to see her at 3.
Okay,
and now here she is at 5. The difference in her from 2 years already is quick. So I can only imagine what it's going to look like watching Naomi go through that same process.
Yeah.
Not rushing it though, because like I said, I compare her to me and my mom. So that means if she's getting older, I'm getting older.
Let me help you with this, young man. The gift in life is getting older. Because the end part of life is death, and nobody's rushing to that one.
Yeah,
but we all getting older. The minute you're born, although you think new stuff is forming, you're actually dying from the minute you're born.
Yeah. No, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but y'all gonna have a nice run.
I saw something today. It was online. He was like, "Be happy though, because this is the youngest you've ever been. Every day is the youngest you've ever been."
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
And I saw a great shirt, for like the birthday, and it said, "I don't know how to act my age. I've never been this old yet." I was like, "That's a shirt I need,"
Yeah, we all learning. I think it's all perspective. Like I said, I learned a lot from 2022 to now. I view a lot of things differently, whether it's friendships, whether it's love, relationships, whether it's age, even that. Because I watch, shout out to my birthday party, not my birthday party, my graduation party, where everyone said a little piece at the end.
Oh yeah.
But even just that, like, I remember watching my dad, and one sentence he said kind of like made me think, and it not that it changed, not that I haven't been thinking about it, but when you hear it from the source, it hits a little different. It hits a different part of your heart. So he was like, while he was raising me, he was still growing up.
Yeah.
Now, it'll be plenty of, you'll hear that online all the time, but this is my own father saying that, so I'm like, dang, he like you said, he'd never been 40 before. This is his first time being 40.
Absolutely.
So that made me, cut my parents some slack. They was raising me while I was getting raised. While they was growing up.
That's right.
They were doing the best they can.
Could.
Right.
One thing I always say about, me and your grandmother is, it was the blessing and the curses. We've said that line before.
I gotta hear it from y'all perspective too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The blessing is that we had our kids young. That was the blessing, because like I watch your mother trying to run around behind Naomi at 40. Naomi's 2. It's a law of diminishing returns. She ain't gonna be able to keep up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were able to run around with our kids because we were young when we had our kids.
Yeah.
So we were able to run around with them like crazy. But the curse was, because we were young, we weren't established yet. We didn't have all those things. And I always say, you can say what you want to say about what you really want and what you really need in life, but 9 out of 10 times, you have everything you need. You just don't know you have it.
You just don't know you have it.
If you talk to your parents, you talk to Key, you talk to AJ and ask him what it was like growing up here. Got to remember, AJ was 1 when he came here.
Okay.
Your mother was 6 when she came here. This is all they knew. Okay, your grandmother remembers going from house, getting into a house, losing a house, moving to another location. I was the gypsy. I floated between New York and New Jersey, back and forth, going around. Never had this kind of stability in life. And I think that was the gift that we gave your parents, was that the fact that she was able to grow up in a house. She had her own room. She had her own space to live her own life. And that was the blessing we had, even though me and you may have looked through it through the lens of we didn't have enough money.
Yeah.
We weren't able to give them all the things that we thought they truly, really needed. But you know what we gave them?
That's what I'm saying.
We gave them the love and everything they needed to get started. And now, fast forward all these years later, I love seeing my daughter. She's out there doing her thing. I love seeing my son. He's out there doing his thing. And the fruit of that is you. I love seeing what you're doing. And there's no doubt in my mind, and Naomi, she got no choice because she's going to grow up in that environment.
And be
and the real perspective of that is like when Kiana had you, she was what, 18? But here's the thing too, she was in college.
Yeah.
The way you just graduated from college, and
so you were her pandemic.
you know, the great thing about that is that Kiana never skipped a beat.
Didn't miss a beat.
She never missed a beat, and I was so proud of her.
She was out a semester and kept it moving.
Went to college while she was carrying you. She went to college as long as she could go. She had you, missed a semester, went right back to school, made that semester up, and graduated on time with her class. And I was always so proud of her. And Rue too, because even though, like he said, yes, he was trying to grow up, they both was trying to grow up while they were trying to grow you up.
Raise a child.
But we had so much.
They had a village around them.
Love in this house. It was like, what's the African proverbs? It takes a village to raise a child, and you had a village.
Because your other grandparents, that's a wonderful stable house. This was a stable house.
Shout out to Granny.
That's right. So shout out to Cheryl.
If ever they had an opportunity to fall off, they always had a safe place that they could land in, where they could regroup and then go back out and battle the next day. So your parents did a wonderful job raising you.
Yes,
I love your parents. I love Rue. I love, obviously I love my daughter, but I just love what they have breathed into you. So there's no doubt in my mind that you have to be successful because you come from good fruit. Yeah. So if you're not successful, it's a you problem. You know what I mean? It ain't us. It's a you problem.
Because you have given, you have been given from every side, every opportunity for you to be able to explore and become this great young man that you are.
That's why I have no choice but to make it work. I'm chosen. I tell myself that all the time. People don't believe me. I'm for real.
That's right.
If y'all don't believe me, listen to them.
I used to call you my co-pilot. Because especially when you were here, when you were younger, you were always with me. We were always doing work, like you said. Had you with me every time I was doing a project. You were right next to me doing it. But my new term for you is the franchise. That's my new term.
I like that.
You have graduated from the co-pilot because you're the franchise. Because I thought I thought your mother was going to be the one that was going to pull me up out of here.
He always looking for somebody to pull him out somewhere.
I gave up on her now that she got Naomi because she got a whole new journey. So then I had AJ. I tagged AJ.
That might be the best odds. I'm fresh out of business school.
Now AJ then got his new nuclear family, so I can't put the pressure on him. So I'm looking at you.
Oh man!
So it's on the franchise now.
Don't worry. I'm taking y'all with me. He was looking at all of us. He was looking at me. He was looking at all of us. Like, she's gonna be the one. Oh no, he's gonna be the one.
It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. I think I'm on a good trajectory.
Yeah, man.
I'm figuring out, but it's like y'all said. I have the world at my disposal. Really,
yes, you do.
All the tools, even like you said, the internet.
Yes.
I got game from the wise.
That's right.
The village.
That's right.
There's no I tell myself this all the time when I'm speaking about my business, when I'm speaking about my plans, my vision. There's no way that I could let outside energy get into it because this is what I come from.
That's right.
I come from this. Y'all showed me that. I honestly felt like I'm late to the game because first off, for the people listening to the podcast, I ain't play no instrument. I ain't write no book. I ain't act. I ain't dance. I didn't do none of that. They tried with me. They tried to put me in all that, but it just didn't work. So honestly, I'm catching up to y'all. I'm late to the artists.
I like that because we are a family of the arts.
We always knew that you were going to do something. Even your sister is showing signs of artisticness.
Yep. Oh, and we would be remiss
family
if we didn't hit them with one more thing.
What is that?
Because we are a sports family. Okay.
Are we really?
Yes, we are.
Are we gonna do that again?
Yes, we are a hardcore sports family.
We're gonna do that again. Okay, go ahead.
There is one sport in particular that this family has like a limited level of love for.
Oh, the one sport that you don't watch.
But this one, I only watch the sport every 4 years.
Yeah.
Because they do a special event. But I used to come home, and you know how you grab your TV remote and you turn the TV on? This boy done got the TV channels already programmed. I turn on, I'm like, oh God, not these people again. Will you tell them what that sport is?
Football.
It is not football.
No.
Football is my Giants.
No. Football. Soccer.
Listen, this young man forced me. I always peeked at it, but I'm no kind of a soccer fanatic. But because he played in school and I would go out and see his games, I would come here, he'd be watching I can only really watch World Cup. He'd be watching it, tell me, yo, this is Premier League, this is Bundesliga, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, it's too much. I'm like, where's the Super Bowl? There is no Super Bowl of soccer. I'm like, every week there's another championship. It's too much. But where did this love come from? Because it didn't come out of this house. So when did you develop this love for soccer?
It didn't come out this house, but it started on this block because right down the block is Oval Park. I started playing soccer 2008. Okay. So I've been playing soccer since I was 7 years old. And from there, I just was fast. And when you're faster than a lot of people in that sport in particular, you automatically get an edge up on your opponent. So because I was fast, they saw it in me. And they kind of grew my liking, and I just stuck with it. So since I was 7, honestly. Yeah. And I introduced, just like you, I introduced to my dad. I still remember going to Watson Park and, him telling me, like, we gonna get the jerseys, we gonna play with them. He don't know nothing about a lick of soccer, just like you.
Yeah.
But because I was just interested in it, he was in it too. But so I'd say elementary school, really, honestly, it was the first time I felt like attached to a sport, because I tried basketball. I never did football because my mom ain't never let me play football. I was too thin.
Yeah.
But I just liked it from the jump.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So what made you decide in 12th grade, right?
To stop playing?
Yeah, that you didn't no longer want to play. Because you went all the way to 12th grade, right? You went all the way.
No, I went to 11th grade.
11th grade, okay.
Because 12th grade we merged schools.
Oh, that's right. You went to the new school.
We merged schools, and that system was different. Honestly, you really want to know why?
Yeah, I do. I really want to know why.
The world wants to know why.
Y'all gonna thank me for this, because there's products of me not doing that, even with Joneslndn.
Okay.
So I stopped playing soccer because I felt like I was missing out on a social life. I couldn't get no girls. Junior year, all my friends had girls. All my friends had girlfriends. Oh. All my friends was leveling up. And I'm the only oddball out.
Okay.
Last to get my license, all kind of stuff. I'm just like, I'm watching it go by. Oh. It was temporary though, because now if you flip the switch, now I'm above.
Yeah.
But I just didn't want to play because I felt like I was missing out.
I love it. Listen,
that's real.
That's real.
That's real.
I love it. That's great conversation.
I felt like I was missing out. And also, we were merging schools. I didn't want to play for that coach.
Because you were at Bloomfield Tech.
Yeah, we were at Bloomfield Tech, but then we were merging with a new school, and the coaches were going to swap. So that means he was just going to take his starting lineup and move us to the bench. I wasn't with that.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right. So we're at the end of our podcast, but before we get to the very, very end, I want you to talk to your audience right now. Tell them what it takes, or not what it takes. You could be telling them what it takes, but I want you to tell them how they too can live their best life. I mean, what does it take to live your best life? Because you seriously live in yours, and you don't have to be 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, so that's why I want you to talk to young people right now. Talk to young people.
Talk to the young people. All right, cool. Young people, audience, anybody who's listening, what I think it takes to live your best life, it starts from within. So when I say it starts from within, it starts with self-discipline. You have to know yourself. You have to learn to love yourself. You have to learn to accept your flaws, accept everything that comes with your personality, your mindset, change it. Because once you change your mindset is when you start to change the things outside of you.
Word.
Because it's a direct attachment. So always be a student too. Never stop learning. I feel like people just because I graduated school, that doesn't mean I'm done as a student.
Right.
Always keep learning. And just believe in yourself. Honestly, it's so cheesy of an advice, but like I said, when I went to LA, they all told me the same thing. Like they were reading off a script, but that's their real life. That's what they see. They just believe in themselves. So I feel like that's really the recipe to living your best life. Believe in yourself. Tell yourself that you are who you're meant to be, and live like you're already chosen.
Good.
That's how I live.
All right now.
Boy, who does that sound like?
Oh my gosh. All right.
Who does
now.
it sound like?
I don't know does it sound like you?
Damn. I've been living my best life since I was like
He's
7.
been living his best life since he was born.
Nah, for real. You gotta live like you're chosen. Like you meant for this. Everything you're doing right now, you're meant for. The clothes it starts from what you put on, what you decided to eat. That's the meal that you were gonna have from the jump before you knew it. Because that's what's meant. That's what I believe in. So stay educated and believe in yourself.
Okay.
Word.
Because there certainly ain't no age. You can certainly be living your best life from the like Mr. Jones over here, like AJ, from the time he was born until the time he'll be no more. He gonna be living his best life. So I want all of you out there to start living your best life. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you think that you need to do. What you need to do is be in the now. So I want everybody out there who hears my voice to start living their best life. Now, you've been listening to Live Your Best Life with Caroline and AJ. And we want you to tune in next time when we bring in another guest so that they can tell us how they're living their best life. But tonight, you were listening to Isaiah Joneslndn. And I want you to remember that name. That's right. I want you to remember that name. Remember the name Joneslndn, because that name is going to go very, very far. And you heard it first here on this network, this network, this network. So everybody say your goodbyes. Say your goodbyes, y'all.
All right, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Another great episode. Got the grandson in the house doing big things. Thank you for having me, Dr. Jones. I always appreciate being here with you.
Of course.
And to all those out there in the podcast world, we love you.
That's right.
I want to thank y'all for having me on here, first and foremost. And I'll see y'all next time. I'll be back.
And yes, he will. He'll be back with bigger and better things. So we will see y'all. Now listen, if you want to be a guest on Living Your Best Life with Caroline and AJ, then you need to send me an email. Send me an email to candidconversations@gmail.com, or you can send an email to shsic@gmail.com. I'm gonna put all this information in the comment line so you're gonna be able to see it. But call us so you can be on the show too, so you can tell everybody how you are living your best life. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace.